Hello everyone and welcome to Miss Beth's Place. I'm Miss Beth and this is my kitchen. Tonight I'm going to share a old family recipe. My mom used to make this and then I started making it and now my kids all make it. So it's really simple. It's got 6 ingredients. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ingredients. The first ingredient is hamburger meat. I'm going to use about 1 pound to 1.5 pounds. This is going to be for me and my husband, but we always make a big casserole so we can have leftovers. So I've got the no yolks, egg yolks, noodles, egg noodles. These just dumplings on them. I love these because they have, when you cook them, they have a firm texture to them. And I like for my noodles to be firm. I don't like to have mushy noodles. A can of cream of chicken soup. And a can of tomato soup. I like to get the ones with the pop top because you don't have to worry with a can opener. You can have 8 ounces of cheese. You can have 12 ounces. You can have 16 ounces, depending on how much cheese you like. I'm trying to cut back on my calories, so I'm going to do about 8 ounces tonight. And then about a half a cup to a cup of milk. The milk's going to go down into the casserole, and it's going to make the cheesy goodness run through it. So, to start with, we're going to cut open our egg noodles here. Now, I'm trying not to make this huge casserole. So I usually use about 3/4 of this bag. So I've got my water on the stove, got it heated up, and I've got it salted. Remember, season as you go. Don't wait till the very end to season your stuff. So we're going to put about 3/4 of the bag in there. And I'm only going to cook these egg noodles for probably 3 or 4 minutes because I don't like my egg noodles to be mushy. And the next thing I've got is my hamburger meat. I've got my cast iron skillet over here and I'm going to brown this hamburger meat up and I'm going to season it up good. So now y'all know how I love my seasoning. So that's one of my seasonings. Season as you go. Because if you wait till the very end to season your food, it's not going to taste good. It's not going to taste as good because the flavor, if you season as you go, the flavor's already into everything you've cooked. So I'm going to put a little bit of garlic powder because it doesn't have salt in it. It's just garlic. Some onion powder. And some pepper. I'm not going to add any salt to my meat because the seasonal has salt in it. I've got a little bit of salt in my noodles because you have to season those noodles up. If you don't season them up, they just don't taste right. So, gonna get this all cooked up. By the way, War Eagle. You know I'm in South Alabama, so I got to wear my Auburn stuff. People give me crap all the time at the gym, and I'm like, well, you know, to each his own. I've got my I guess this is an 8x13, 9x13 casserole dish. Just a standard casserole dish. When I get these cooked up, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show y'all how I layer this casserole up. Okay, now we're back. And I'm going to assemble this casserole. Now, this is how I've always done it. This is how my mama did it. So, first thing you want to do is I always put my hamburger meat on the bottom. Now, if you have enough hamburger meat, you can make 2 layers. I may make 2 layers anyways. But if you put half and half, so half of the hamburger meat, half the egg noodles. Yeah. Kind of like making a lasagna. Got to layer it in there. So, got half of the hamburger meat in there. Then we're going to do half the egg noodles. See how firm those noodles are? They're not hard. They're not soft. They're just right. They're in the middle. Because this is going to cook in the oven. I've got the oven on 425, I think. If you have a big family and you want this casserole to go even bigger, you can use one of those big Hunker Daddy casserole dishes, and you can do double tomato soup, double cream of chicken, 3 or 4 pounds of hamburger meat, and a whole bag or even a bag and a half or two of egg noodles, and it'll go a long, long ways. And then as much cheese as you can stand. So I'm layer these in here. I always get accused of, when I give people recipes, they say, well, my recipe didn't taste the same as yours. Remember, you got to layer them flavors in there. So I always put a little bit of this in there. This has got everything in it. Seasoned all. All right. Now, I take my soup and I get a big tablespoon and I dip it into here like this. This is the key to it right here. You dip it in and you got these little dollops. You know what a dollop is? Like a little spoonful. And you dollop. You're going to dollop half of this soup. That's 8 little dollops. That's tomato soup. Now, y'all don't use that old low-fat junk because it just don't taste the same. Cream of chicken, you're going to put it right next to the tomato soup. My kids love this. Their family loves it. My son-in-laws, both of them love it. I hadn't met anybody that doesn't love this casserole. So, and if you take it to potluck somewhere, everybody's going to want the recipe. So you might as well just go ahead and print my recipe out, write it down, print it out, take it with you because people's going to ask you for it. Then I've got my cheese. Now I'm going to put about half this cheese on top of this. We're going to use the milk last because we're going to want it to run down over this. So I've got about half of my cheese. I'm going to go back and layer the rest of this hamburger meat on there. I usually use a little bit more hamburger meat than this, but this was one package, and that's what I got. So again, you can make it as meaty as you like, as noodly as you like, as cheesy as you like. This is just the base ingredients. So I got the hamburger, got my egg noodle. I'm gonna go ahead and put all the rest of my egg noodles, just throw them on in there. I love me some egg noodles. Okay, don't that look good? I'm going to put these over here out of the way so I can wash them later. So, what do I do next? Got to get the rest of this tomato soup out. Same thing, dollop it around. We should get about 8 dollops, 8 spoonfuls. Try to put it in different spots than you put it at the first time. Don't put milk in this, y'all. Don't put milk in your soup. Do it just like this. Because when it gets all cooked together, you'll see why I did it this way. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of this cheese. Now, this is all mostly cooked already. It doesn't have to cook long. All you're doing is going to heat it through. We're going to put some Luna foil on top of it. I guess I will dedicate this recipe to Jenny because she's my oldest daughter and she loves some Yammigetti. And I know you're thinking, Yammigetti? That sounds weird for a casserole. Does it have yams in it? No. Actually, we used to call it Yammigetti because it's yummy. So the last thing we're going to do, now remember I said we got to season as we go. So here we go. We're going to put a little bit more seasoning on here. Put a little bit more seasoning salt. And I like to end up with a little bit of pepper. Then again, I tell you, I'm not putting a lot of salt on this because Jack is by himself tonight. Jill couldn't join him because we don't want this to be too salty. Ain't nothing worse than a salty casserole. All right. About a half to a cup of milk. And you just let it run over into the casserole dish like that. Seep down in there. You can use regular milk. You can use half and half. You can use whole milk. You can use evaporated milk, whatever kind of milk you want. Just don't use none of that weird almond milk or anything like that. I don't know how that would taste. So, we got our casserole dish filled up here. We're going to put some aluminum foil on the top. Now, sometimes this gets so full that I'm scared that all my cheese is going to stick to my aluminum foil. Hopefully it won't this time. Can mash it down a little bit, but I'm going to put this on here. It's on here tight, so when it cooks, all that stuff runs together and gets all chewy and bubbly and gooey, and oh, it's good. So I'm going to put this in my oven on about 400 to 450, depending on how fast you want to eat. Again, this is already cooked pretty much. It's just mainly melting everything together. And y'all, it's going to be good. So let me throw this over here in the oven, and we'll come back in about 30 minutes and I'll show you what we got. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you how to cook something else. We'll put this up here. Now, my family loves fried okra. And you got to have some kind of vegetable when you cooking a casserole. You got to have some kind of vegetable in there. So I thought I would show y'all how I make my fried okra. So let me get my stuff together and I'll be right back. I like to use frozen okra. You can use fresh okra if you have it. Fresh okra is actually better, but if you don't have it, just get you a little small pack of frozen okra or a big pack, either one. And I like to thaw this out a little bit. And the way I like to do it is I put it in the microwave on about a minute till this okra gets probably about 3/4 of the way thawed out. Okay? Just put it in there a minute. See if that's long enough. In the meantime, I'm gonna get me out a big old bowl. Or you can use a Ziploc bag. Let's just do that. You know what? Little Ziploc bag here. And we're going to get some flour. Y'all can see all in my cabinets if you want to. This is self-rising flour. Some people like to use regular plain flour. It don't really matter to me. I use both. And I'm going to pour in probably about a cup or two. That might have been too much. Season as you go. Going to take my seasoning salt and my garlic powder and my onion powder and my pepper, because that's what we're using tonight. And I'm going to put this over in here. This does have a side where you can get a lot more. So some onion and some pepper, or onion and garlic and powder, pepper. Now my oven went off, or my microwave went off. Probably about ready, but I'm going to show you something else too. Show you another little trick, because this is going to how it gets all the flour gets all stuck to the okra. All right. I'm going to put that over in there. Leave a little air in there where you shake it. Probably got too much flour, but we'll work with that. So, that all mixed up. Now, my okra's still a little bit on the frozen side, but that's okay, because when this okra thaws out, it's got a little bit of ice on it, right? It's cold, been in the freezer. So you don't want to thaw it out ahead of time. You want to do this. So I've got this all in here. I'm going to put this in the microwave again for about another minute or two. And when it thaws, it's going to release a little bit of that juice, and that flour is going to stick real good to that okra. Now, some people don't like okra. I love okra. I will eat it. I used to wouldn't eat it boiled, but I'll eat it boiled. I'll eat it in peas. I'll eat it fried. Any kind of way you want to do it. People put it in jambalaya and soups, whatever, however you want to cook it. But this is good stuff you should try. If you have never tried okra, try it. Try some fried okra first, because mostly anything good, anything that's fried is good. All righty, let me get this going, and I'll be right back. I like to cook my okra in my cast iron skillet because it gives it a crunchiness. My microwave's about to go off. Look at there, perfect timing. So, oh, look at that. It's nice and melted in there, and you can tell that the flour is sticking to the okra. That's what you want it to do. You want it to stick to that okra. So I'm going to dump my okra over in there, and I'm going to shake it, kind of like sifting it until I get most of all that flour out of there. I don't want to throw all that flour in my grease because that's not going to be good. Just take all my okra out of there. And it's nice and soft because it's thawed. And it's stuck to my flour. Now, I know y'all thinking, why don't you just buy some already fried or already breaded in the grocery store? Well, I mean, that's good if you want to do that. If you want to have a little bit faster supper, that's fine. You go ahead and do that. This is how I'm going to do it tonight. I don't always do it this way. This is how I do it when I'm going to cook it. So, as you can see, the flour is coated to that okra. So we got my skillet over here, and I'm going to heat this probably about 2 or 3 cups of cooking oil. I'm going to get this skillet probably about halfway, and I'm using good old Crisco vegetable oil. I'm going to let that oil heat up. Now, you want that oil to cook on about high to start with, and maybe you might want to bump it down just a little bit of a notch if it gets too hot, because you don't want to burn your okra. But you're going to cook this okra till it's crispy. We don't want no soggy okra. And you don't put the okra in that grease until that grease is hot. Now, I ain't talking about so hot that it like is smoking on the stove and you're about to burn yourself up. You'll know because you can take a little piece of this okra with the flour on it, and you can throw it over in your grease. And if you see that okra sizzle, you'll know it's ready. Well, there ain't no sizzle going on. Maybe just a tiny bit, but it's not ready yet. So we're going to wait just a minute, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's ready. All right, so our grease is nice and hot. As you can see, when you throw it in there, what is it doing? It is bubbling. Oh, this is going to be good. So you want to, I can probably put all of this in here because this is a small batch. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Don't want it to boil out of here. All righty. Our okra's looking good. Nice and crispy and crunchy looking and brown. Just the right consistency. New grease I'm cooking with. And new grease usually takes a little bit longer for it to get brown, but you don't want it to get that brown because you don't want it to be hard as a rock. It's going to be perfect. Put you a pan, a bowl or something with some pretty good thick paper towel in it. I'm going to turn that off. Get all that goodness out of there. I'm going to slide this off over here off this hot eye. Don't that look good? Now, I'm going to season this up just a little bit with the same ingredients that I was using to season everything else with. A little bit of seasoning and salt. If you don't like all this stuff, just don't use it. Here we go. This is for my son Andrew and my daughter Jenny because they love this. As a matter of fact, all my kids love this. So Make sure you try you some. Waiting on my casserole to get out of the oven. It should be done in the next few minutes, and then we're gonna plate this up and see how it tastes. So it's been about 25 minutes, and I'm gonna take this out. I didn't feel it quite as full as I normally do, but you can hear it sizzling and hear the stuff bubbling around in there. So let's just take this aluminum foil off and see what we got. Woo, look at there. Y'all look at that. Don't that look good? Now take you some of this to a potluck and they'll love you and they'll want your recipe. So don't forget to take the casserole recipe with you. So we got our casserole here. I'm going to plate this up for you. Y'all look at that okra. Oh, that's going to be good. That is going to be good. It's crunchy. It's just perfect. Some people might say, well, okra's kind of slimy. Well, yeah, people eat them nasty, slimy oysters all the time. And yeah, this is 10 times better. So I got me some okra there on my plate. And I'm going to dip into this casserole. I think I have a cast iron tongue because I eat this stuff hot. My husband will say, I think I'm just going to dip some out and let it cool off. I don't like to cool it off. I like to eat it hot. So there, doesn't that look good? Kids love it. Adults love it. You got the cheesiness. You got a little bit of tomato. You got a little bit of cream of chicken and the egg noodles and that milk in there. It's very healthy for you too because we drained off all the grease off of it. Doesn't that look good? Let me just taste this for y'all because I wouldn't want to make nothing that's bad. So get a little bit of that hamburger, a little bit of that cheese, a little bit of egg noodles, and all of it's all ooey and gooey together. That's so good. You're going to love this. Hey, I am so glad y'all came to my kitchen tonight. Let me get some of this okra. That's perfect. That breading is good on some shrimp too. Anything on bread, that'd be good on it. Oh, hey. I'm so glad y'all come to see me tonight in South Alabama. War Eagle. And y'all have a blessed night. Don't forget to like and subscribe below. And if you have a recipe or any kind of dessert, cake, whatever, and you want me to try to cook it for you, send it to me. If you think I'll enjoy it, I will share it, and I will mention your name on my YouTube channel. So, again, y'all have a blessed night, and I'll see you on the next video.
Hey, how you doing?